life.
What's up, guys? Back to you with another A to Z. It is Mother's Day, May 11th, 2025. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Shout out
And
to
we
the
just,
moms.
yeah, man, we're just back with another conversation. I'm Rodzilla Oyanga in the building. What's up, Oyanga?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? Just sitting
Not
here
much, man.
enjoying this sunny day. Sunny day.
It's a sunny day up in Vegas, man. That's
Oh
cool.
man, yeah, it is. Yeah, it
Well,
is.
you guys get it every day sunny there, pretty much.
Nah, some days. I mean, it's probably sunnier than a lot of places, but
No doubt.
yeah, when it's
We
not
got a little
sunny,
rain.
it feel like a week, even though it's just like 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah, we had a sunny day yesterday, but we got a little rain out here. We were
Yeah.
gonna go check out the iris fields. So there's some iris fields you can go check out, walk through and look at the flowers. But
Oh,
it's gonna be a
really?
little, yeah, it's a little beautiful little scenery. Like acres and acres of irises,
Flowers.
different colors. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Now that's gotta suck for people with allergies, maybe.
Oh, the allergies kicked up a little bit the past few weeks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a beautiful time of year here, man. Everything's green, all the colors, different trees, different flowers. So
Yeah, it's a beautiful time here, man. The sun is starting to burn your skin, getting harder to breathe, regular
yeah,
air, you know what I'm saying?
a little more dusty, right? A little
Yeah,
dust in the air. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't miss those days, man. I don't miss those dusty days for sure.
Yeah, most
But I do
definitely
miss
not
Vegas a little
myself.
bit. It's a lot to do there, man.
Oh,
To do
there's
there.
so much to do. I just got my new red dot, so I'm happy about that.
Oh, straight up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. My one thing I didn't know was like I went shooting with with some new cats, and these dudes are awesome. Like they're freaking awesome, and they deemed me as pretty decent, right? But they all have red
Okay.
dots, and my red dot was off. So now my red dot was broken because I put it back on my gun to go fire with them. And one thing I didn't know was that when I bought the gun, and it had a red dot on it, and Vortex, they do lifetime warranties on all of their equipment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was getting ready to buy another $400 red dot, and it was like from this other place, and it was like, you already got a red dot, just go send it back to the maker, and they'll either give you a brand new one or they'll upgrade it. So that saved me $499.
That's a nice
Plus, I
little
got the
find.
upgrade. Yeah.
Okay. So would you indoor shooting yesterday or what? Outdoor?
Oh no, I'm going. I went outdoor shooting, but I didn't shoot that. I shot a couple other of my guns, and then this Thursday I'm going to go sight it in. I'm going to sight it in at 25 yards. Even though you for a pistol, you can you're supposed to be shooting closer than that. But I'm sighted in at 25 yards, so at least that way I can still be on at 50 and 75.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So you out there shoot. How often you go shooting these days?
Uh, every Thursday, every other Thursday, I go to an indoor range. Somewhere in between these Thursdays, I'll go outdoor.
That's what's up, man.
So maybe like three times a month. It's getting warmer, so probably I'll start going a little bit more. I'm about to buy me get me a what is it, a Rattler built with a can on it, a
What's a
silencer
rattler?
on it.
A
Rattler
rattler.
is a Rattler is like it's a close combat uh, semi-automatic rifle, but it's short. You ever seen the ones where you see the SWAT team going in, or not so much SWAT team because they hold uh 7.62, AK rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
That's cool, bro. I don't know much about weapons to be honest. Not like that.
Okay.
Not like that. Only little bit about the M16. You got a little Glock. That's it, and a shotgun and 22. That's all I'm working with right now. We look like you're
That's
typing
cool.
something. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was trying to get the picture. I got a picture of it, but I don't know how to send it.
Are you gonna put it up on the screen?
Yeah.
Hit present.
Hit present.
Yeah, present, and then
Where's that at?
should be in the
Okay, right
middle.
here.
Yeah, and then
Present, slide, picture, image, file, video, share screen.
yes, sir.
Share screen. Tell me when you can see it. It's asking me all this extra stuff. Windows.
Oh, like which screen you want to share? It should be asking you like if you want to share a page or a whole screen or something like that.
Windows, share. Share. I'm trying to share. Entire screen. Wedge. Share. It's not letting me share.
Okay. All right.
It didn't work, did it?
Nah.
Okay. Well, that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Do I have to take it off? Good.
Yeah, I guess if you want to stop sharing.
Well, anyway.
What kind of yeah.
Or am I still sharing?
No, it never even popped up. It never popped up. Whatever
Okay.
you were trying to share there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll start practicing on that too.
Yeah, it's all good, man. You've been sending me a lot of stuff on the crypto market, man. It's been popping off this week. I think it's over up 17% this week, which is crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So oh man.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Let's see. Oh yeah, I can see it now. Yeah.
You see what my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
You see the gun?
Yes. What is that one?
It's the Rattler.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I'm getting built, but it's gonna be more so look like this one, except for it's gonna have a folded buttstock and a silencer on it.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool, bro. Nothing looks like it could do some
where we at?
Yeah. Pretty
Share.
dope. Yeah, man. Like I said, I don't know too much about weapons, but it looks like a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a fun gun. It's something that I like. I want. You know, it's not going to be one of those ones that I keep by the bedside.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But
No
you was
doubt.
talking about the crypto. You was talking about the crypto. Yeah, I was
just saying the market's popping up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all coming up, but it's still kind of tricky, man, because even though they're saying that XRP is going to be one of the it's going to surpass Swift, and they're trying to become the crypto bank of the world and all this other stuff. There's other coins that are out there, you know.
Yeah.
Make that. What's that?
This is just Coin Market Cap, just showing what the market's doing today. Yeah, so it's down a little bit today, but when Trump got in the office, the market tanked crazy, right? Bitcoin dropped down almost like 80-something thousand.
Yeah.
Now it's back up to 104. It's down a little bit today, but yeah. So you're saying, XRP is supposed to take over the Swift banking system, and that's been kind of the plan all along.
Yeah.
Ripple, even though they had that case going on. But that was all smoke and mirrors, with that case. Yeah, so I
So
don't know how we get us back up there. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors, I think.
Yeah, I think it is too, but I do hope that what we're catching, if you have some kind of ripple, that it is like what Bitcoin was. Because I seen one prediction that said that it's the separation from the poor and the rich is going to be extremely high when this thing changes over to the new electronic currency, and it said that Bitcoin is going to go up to 200,000, and that's just going to seat the uber rich to where they're never going to be touched. And then if you have, there's going to be people who don't have any coin, you know what I mean? Any cryptocurrencies, and they're going to be pretty much left in the dust. Those are the ones that are going to be dead. But the XRP is going to be the buffer because it's going to work with fiat currencies as well.
Correct.
So
for what I go, yeah, you got it. Looks like you had a little bit more to add. Go for it.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's kind of how I've understood it too. That the Swift is going away. XRP will be the new bank. The global, I guess, transfer system to move money around to make global remittance less expensive. And they're trying to make it seamless too, so that when people start using crypto, they won't really know that they're using it. Kind of like people are how we're largely ignorant on how the monetary system works now.
Yeah.
They just want to get it to a point where people could use it, but not really understand how it works. So these companies like Ripple, CoinMarketCap, Coinbase are slowly becoming banks and slowly giving people the access to it while they'll be able to use it just like a normal credit card, but it'll be crypto in the back end instead of dollars.
Right.
And that's the plan to make it seamless for when universal basic income comes around. People would just use their cards with the crypto on it, but it won't be anything different. But as far as this gap that you're talking about, yeah, I mean, that gap is getting larger. And as the dollar just declines further and further, it's just going to make the gap bigger and bigger. That's, so that's one thing that will make the gap bigger, in addition to the fact that just the sheer value of these companies will go up as they put more and more money into the company. So you got two things working against those who don't have anything in the new system to further, bring, increase that gap between the rich and the poor.
Yeah, there's another thing that's going to further the gap, and
What's
that
that?
was with automation. Yeah, automation. That's what it is.
Automation. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, whatever.
For sure.
Yeah, it's going to be that, but they're doing it also with the education, which one of the things that I was talking about with Vanessa a long time ago. I forgot what kicked it off, but it was where they wasn't paying the teachers enough money, and they stopped doing all this. And that's been going on for a while, but they stopped doing something with the teachers. And I was telling Vanessa that I was like, they're making sure that the new teachers don't want to, I mean, not the new teachers, but the old teachers don't want to re-get jobs. You know what I mean?
They don't want to get jobs. Say that one more time.
They don't want to stay in.
Okay.
They don't want to stay in their field anymore. Because like when they was doing the recruiting, they recruited people to different cities and states and stuff. People was traveling, going to there, and then they put after a lot of people switched, I guess when they got their quota, they did a pay freeze across the United States for a lot of different teachers. You know what I mean? So it was like they weren't being able to get their bonuses and their tenure raises and stuff like that. So it was making a lot of teachers mad. Plus, the Common Core was making teachers upset because they weren't able to teach actual children. Then all the different tests that was going on, and I was like, watch, what they're going to do is they're going to make sure that all the teachers who really care about teaching children leave,
Yeah.
and they're going to start hiring people who just want money, and those teachers are going to come in, and it's going to kill your profession, right? Because they don't want people to teach actual children what they're supposed to learn to grow and be real good citizens and to have all the tools to live in this world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, as you see what happened, they did the beta test during COVID and had computers teaching. Now they have schoolless like teacherless schools.
Yep.
And everybody's going to be there. So that's killing that. And once they have that, there's no way for a person or anybody to divert from those teachings.
Correct. Which, I mean, it's getting crazy. And it leads us right into the point of ultimate control, which is the point of the whole system anyway. Ultimate control. And if you can control the minds, you can control anything. And what better place to start than with the children?
Right. And they got it.
Ooh. I mean, I got this thing up, bro. Hold on. I want to pull up the video you sent me the other day. Can you see this?
There is a school
that
only has 2 hours of class per day, is taught by AI, and has no teachers. And the results are kind of scary. Students at Alpha School are testing in the top 1 to 2% nationally. In fact, it's been so effective that they're now expanding across America to Florida, Arizona, California, and New York. The students are learning academics through AI tutors, which give them a one-on-one personalized curriculum. And after their short morning academic block, the rest of the school day is spent learning real-world skills like public speaking, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. They also built a school in Brownsville, which is one of the poorest school districts in the country. And the students there demonstrated 2.1 times faster learning compared to national norms. So the question is, should more schools around the country adopt this approach, or is this something that could never work for larger schools?
And there it is. Man. So it's coming to us real fast. I mean, what are your thoughts on it? I think in some ways that'll be better because I don't, my wife and I talk about it.
You have to explain that. I can't.
I'm going to say it's better because I don't feel like students need to be in a classroom setting being lectured to for 8 hours a day. And I've always felt that education itself should be, differentiated to the particular student. Like, any type of system that you put someone in is going to be great for some people, but some people it's also going to hold back because that's the nature of systems. Like they can't reach everyone on the same level or meet everyone where they're at because they have to fit into the system that's being taught. So in some ways, having education that's more targeted to the student and their interest is better. I'm not saying the delivery should be solely AI. Maybe it should be just like they're saying the other part of that school where the kids are learning public speaking, entrepreneurial skills, just being more immersed in that. Maybe the AI doesn't need to be there at all, but it's certainly where we're going. So there is some upside, I think, to getting kids out of the classroom being lectured to for 8 hours straight.
Okay, I think you got a point. You got a point. I am going to flip to the other side though.
Sure, let's do it.
There's two things. One of them is tactile contact. You only got 2 hours and you're sitting there. They're sitting there learning, which is okay. It's for a shorter period of time. They get to do more stuff. However, there's no tactile contact with the person who's educating you. A person is being educated by a computer. So that just means that everybody who's being educated by the computer is going to sit there and think that this computer right here knows everything, especially from a child. This computer is correct. I can't divert from the computer's knowledge because the computer is correct. You know what I mean? From kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. Not us now, but them. Because everybody already right now, just think about how right now people are saying, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let's check Google. Okay, Google says this. So this is the 100% truth, right? Now they're going to be taught by a system that does not deviate and have another side of another point of view, right? So that's still going to make that child, as they're growing up, solely rely and not believe what other people say. You know, the
Sure.
computer's right. You know, you're for everything.
I think it's like one of these things where it's a slippery slope that it could be great, but it's a matter of how you view the computer. Like if we're educated on, hey, this is a tool that we use to help us, but it's not the end all be all of knowledge. It's a tool that we use. It's quite different from saying, hey, let's rely on this thing to give us all our answers, for sure. And I think you're right. It could lead to this slippery slope that you're talking about, where we're just relying. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. We are already there. I mean, anytime you think of a question, hey, let's ask Google, like you say.
Right. And
that's probably not going to change. Go for it.
Okay. This is going to seem like it's a little bit downplaying or whatever. I don't know what it's going to seem like to you. But look.
Okay.
Look how things have changed just for fast food. You go into the fast food, you have to use the kiosk. Before, we had the ability to say, well, you know what? Light ketchup, light onion, heavy lettuce. Could you use this bun instead of that bun? Can you do this? Could you do that instead of this? Can you do that? Now you can't go say extra ketchup. You can't change your order from fries to tater tots or whatever. You can't do like certain things. You can't just change. Can I get a soda with no ice? Now, maybe they have did an upgrade and they have changed it since the last time I went to a kiosk. You know what I mean? But there wasn't that Burger King, have it your way on any of the kiosks. It was like, you want a number two? That's what you got. You got you a number two.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, but
sure.
but I don't want pickles. Nah. You getting pickles on your shit.
You know, that's a good point, bro. I was talking to a guy, man. He's like a construction worker, and we were talking about how AI was gonna eventually, or these robotics are eventually gonna start taking construction jobs. So he said what they were gonna do to try to cut that off is like go to take more specialty type jobs, because what the AI won't be able to do is say, here's the blueprint. You want something that's off the blueprint? I can't do that. I got to stick with just the blueprint.
Right.
So to what you're saying is it's gonna be a semblance of intelligence, but it's gonna definitely eliminate the amount of creativity that can go into a specific work, because the level of creativity is already defined by the system itself. So you won't be able, and that is a problem. But again, it leads to what we were saying earlier. The whole point of you want to be able to control even the level of creativity someone has.
No,
and that's what that will lead to. No. I mean, if
the
system would want to, the system would want to, but a person wouldn't. They would want to be all creative, no uninhibited, no governing agent over it. But so it's a perfect thing, because it will keep the level of knowledge under wraps as far as what you're able to do. But that's what education system has been doing in for all along.
Yeah, but this is the lockdown, because if
Yes,
you
this
can't,
is
like,
this is checkmate.
yeah, because they're like, okay, they're doing it at the fast foods, man. As places where you eat, they're doing it at the fast foods. Now they're going to do it in education. You know, oh, we only want you to know across America. You know what I mean? Everybody across America is going to be. That's what Common Core was, I think, about. Because some people in certain cities, in certain states, they learn things differently. You know,
Yeah.
certain people over, like, you know, they learned more about what was going on in their state than what was going on over here in California, than what was going over there in Texas. We learned about it, but we learned more about pilgrims. Well, in Ohio, you know, we learned a lot more about slavery and then the Reconstruction than a lot of people learned over here in Vegas. You know, it was different. But the computer now has the ability to put that shit straight across the board. This is what you're teaching everybody, because this is America, right? You know, so
Yeah.
that's the part that I don't like about the system. There's probably not going to be another side. There's not going to be that ability to think outside of the box, and they're going to teach not thinking outside of the box on that checkmate stuff. They got it.
Yeah. And you see it coming through every industry. You see it coming through every industry, which is, you know, we're what we're really looking at, right, is the fall of a world. Like, we're watching the end of the way the world operated before and going into the new world. And when people be talking about Armageddon, or, you know, the end of the world, this is what it really looks like. It's not like Earth is gonna go away. It's just that the way that we lived in the world is changing, which brings about the end of the world as we knew it.
That's it.
And that leads me to my next point. And I sent this to you last week, bro. I was
You
just
about to talk
riding in
about
the
the
car.
Pope?
Nah, we can take the Pope, but we can hit the Pope. But just, I'm going to share this. It's not even anything major, but
okay.
I sent this to you. Can you see it right real quick?
In industry.
Yeah.
In us try.
Tree.
In us tree.
It's all about pronunciation, really. Like, if industry, they put everything that we do into industries. Education is an industry. Medicine is an industry. Construction is an industry. And all of these things are designed to, you know, I guess make us better, but they're also industries that are making money. But it's also, they've been controlled in order to inhibit growth or freedom, so to speak. And so, for example, like, all the resources that we eat have been kind of garnered and taken control over, and then redistributed back to us. Education is the same way. So this industry, it really is the end us tree. Like, we are not able. It limits how much the tree can grow, because they say that we're like little trees. We're microcosm of trees. We're like we all come from what they call the tree of life, or so it ends the tree, or the organic way that we lived through these industries, which is the same word if you really break it down. And you can see right there how it's the industry. If we don't come up with our own industries, it could be the end of us, as we knew it.
Yeah, and that's why, that's what Trump said. You only got 4 years left. That's basically what he said. You got 4 years left, and then it's over. If you're not producing, it's over. Then they got the thing right now where they said that this American Pope is the last Pope. There's no more pictures left for anybody in the Vatican for that. And then they said the end of it is supposed to be 2027.
Yep.
So
they show us in the movie Civil War, in Avengers Endgame. They keep showing us these end time things.
Yeah.
Because the world as we knew it is completely over. And this is it right here. We're living through that upheaval of the way things were in the. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just disguised as, oh, we're just going to become more efficient. Oh, we just need to get rid of the corruption. But what they're really doing is ending the government as we knew it and how they really operated by getting everyone off the titty of the government and pushing them to be creative on their own or not.
Right. And then what you said earlier, Armageddon, it is a disguise. The disguise was hell coming from the sky,
Yes.
bloodbath everywhere, and all this horrific stuff. The end of the world, horrific stuff. That's the disguise. What we're actually going through right now is the Armageddon. We're going through the end of the world. Ourselves, like when they're talking about the angels and demons are fighting, that's us going to be fighting with this new system and the change of everything that's going on.
Right.
You
And
know,
yeah, for sure.
and anytime you change your thought, it's a catastrophic thing. We're being forced to change.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's rough.
And it's
then
a
they say, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's an internal change and an external change that has to take place, because you have to be able to see it for what it is to be able to reorient how you live your life so that you can survive through the changes that are happening. And
Right.
that's as simple as saying, recognizing, hey man, these dudes going to cryptocurrency, I need to get onto that. Or the the education system is changing, so I need to be more adaptive to how that's changing, or whatever. Or the food system is changing also, so we need to maybe grow more food, and being aware that what's really happening so that we could get through it. Because
Hey,
yeah.
you used Neo before, the Matrix before, right?
That's my guy, man.
Do you remember I think it was the third one. I think it was the third one at the end where Neo finally gave himself to the computer, to the entities, right? He's laying there and he's just like done and dead. The fight is over. And if I don't know your feeling during that scene, but it was like a relaxation. Like, I'm done. Go ahead and take over. It's your world now. And that one is all before these other new ones that jumped off and whatever. But that was the beginning. You're learning that you're in the Matrix. All of that war and stuff that was going on was the Armageddon of that. Then him submitting himself to the system was the end of the Armageddon, where everything just, because that's how the movie ended, right? Everything was just like, oh, okay. And then it had I think the architect and the other person just sitting there on the bench having a good conversation, relaxed. So that's where I think, as far as the Matrix goes, they showed us that.
So you're saying what should we be taking away from that? That we need to relax into it, accept it for what it is?
So in some sense, it's just saying you're not going to win if you're fighting against it. Fight with it. We're going down the stream. Don't go against the stream. Flow with it. Paddle with it. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna go fast. We're going fast. It's going. You got to get crypto. You have to.
You got to go with the flow.
You have to start producing something. You know what I mean? There's something that you have to start producing. If not, you're not going to be calm. The people who don't are going to pass away, and their bloodline is going to pass away. And I think now this might be a little bit off, but I think that's what a lot of these changes when we was growing up that we didn't like, or I ain't gonna say we didn't like. A lot of people didn't like that was controversial, like homosexuality, this transgender stuff. A lot of these things they're stopping the growth of people or reproduction of people, which is killing a lot of different bloodlines. Okay, your bloodline is over. Your bloodline is over. Your bloodline is over. You know what I mean? We don't need all these these type of this bloodline to keep going because we're thinning everything out, right? Now, once these, even though these people might become productive, their blood ain't gonna pass through. You know, it's like either a spiritual filter or a physical filter. You know, because we don't know how long transgenders people live. We don't know all the chemicals that they have to take to put into their body to change them. Even if they change to a transgender but keep their manhood or keep their womanhood, does that transfer to the child if they are able to have a child? And how long would that child live with all those chemicals that was pushed into them? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. It's on multiple levels. I mean, when we're talking about that, passing stuff on, you got you got the physical body, and then you got the energetic signature of the person that gets passed on also. And that's in the form of what they call epigenetics, the things that work on the genes that are outside of the body that influence the genes. So that could be air,
Right.
water, thoughts, so in the sense it does get passed on in some way, whether it's physical or genetic. Physical traits, but the genetic traits, which I'll call DNA, is going to get passed on one way or the other.
Well, I'm talking about like as far as like you know that they have did studies on mice where
Okay.
I don't know if you know that about this, where they did studies on mice where they made it so a mouse could have babies, but those babies would never be able to reproduce.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like when they did it are those chemicals, those same chemicals
Oh,
that
gotcha.
they're doing. Like, okay, you
Or they
done
making
did
them
this.
infertile.
Exactly. And not so much that person infertile, but their bloodline, like what their babies.
Oh yeah, I mean that's something that probably have to be studied for sure. Welcome, Addie. We're talking about she like she bounced out. So somebody was here at 9:50. Looked like she bounced out.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, we're just talking about genetic code and passing things on. I don't know, man. That's something I certainly haven't looked into. I'd just be rambling if I try to give an answer to that one.
We don't have any evidence of that being able to happen. Who's the biggest person we have? Kelsey Jenner or whatever?
Jenner, Bruce Jenner?
Yeah, him. He changed and had the whatever. He had some of those chemicals put in him, but his wife can't have babies. So we don't have any evidence if he's able to reproduce in that fashion. What evidence do we have that a transgender is able to reproduce? Even if they check their stuff.
We know for hormones, like I had the opportunity to work with someone who was going through this process, and I was able to look at his blood work and watch his hormones go from basically male hormone levels to female. And I do know for a fact when your male hormones crash like that, it's gonna lower your sperm count.
Right.
So we know that for a fact. Now, is it lower to the level of being infertile? My guess would be very likely, but that's just a guess.
Yeah, but my thing is, what if they were still able to reproduce?
Okay, let's say they were.
That child.
Would they be able to reproduce?
We don't have that evidence yet. Because like what you said, their thing goes down too low. And we know that women coming over to be a man,
their menstruations usually stops.
So we ain't worried about them because they can't reproduce.
Yeah.
You know,
most likely not, right? Because if their menstruation stops, they're probably not going to be able to go into ovulation and all that, and then therefore they won't be able to have a baby.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't have cut them off. because there's somebody that still might want to have sex with them, even though they look like a dude, because there are gay people.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, so what?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So what's the point you making? So we if they can't pass it on, we don't have the evidence. You wanted to make a point with it.
Well, my
about,
point is they're thinning people out. They're thinning people out through education. They're thinning people out through physical things like transgender. They're being selective on who they want to come forward. They want people to come forward that are producers, but there's people that they don't want to come forward.
and
Their selection process is thin. It's that thin line, that Jesus line. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, absolutely. It's the Jesus line, because we're in a time of revelations, and if we're in a time of revelations, that means that means these whole things are playing out. And who's supposed to be returning? Jesus, right? What does that mean? In my opinion, I think it's an internal returning of Jesus, which is basically a new perspective, or a new shift in mindset, and realizing that you can be your own creator, which is what they're calling you to be. Like you just said, people who can produce and create on their own, because if you cannot, then you're not on the government titty anymore. You're not on the payrolls of these big major corporations, because they're downsizing. They're shedding people off the payrolls. And what is their return? They say what? 144,000.
Yeah.
So I personally think esoterically that means the number 9. When you go 144, 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9.
Right.
And 9 is representative of Christ consciousness.
Right.
So people who are in Christ consciousness will return. But yeah, so those are the ones who are going to make it. So it's going to be very few of those who wake up to Christ consciousness, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I also think it's not just the esoteric fashion or the spiritual. I think it's the physical too, because when you are separating people that are not productive physically, that is a part of the thin line that you have to walk, that narrow path. The people who augmented their body that can't reproduce, they're already off the path if they can't reproduce. That 9 could also mean, or the 144 could also mean bloodlines. There may be 144 bloodlines that are going to make it. Maybe it's just only 9 bloodlines that are going to make it to the new world. I'm on a physical,
sure,
on a physical thing.
Let me break it. I think you're right. And I think reason why I like to take it to the spiritual, because I think that's the plane in which everything exists from, or springs from, because like for everything springs from the invisible to the visible, so to speak. So from thoughts to the physical, or you are sometimes your thoughts. So who you are starts from your spirit of who you think you are, and then you start acting it out. So only the people who can think of it and have the perspective of the Christ conscious are going to act out in a way in which they are going to be able to produce, or going to be able to be creative, which carries through the physical. And the ones who, like you say, cannot physically reproduce, they're not going to be at Christ level consciousness.
Right.
Because they just can't. So I just think it goes back and forth both ways.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think we're saying the same thing. It's just from a
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see where it makes sense, because I was getting ready to argue with you. I'm gonna throw it out there anyway, but
go for it.
but you fall into it, because I was saying basically the system is putting physical barriers up, which is still what you said. If you can't come into the Christ consciousness of that thinking, you won't be getting crypto. You won't. Your mind is going to be someplace else. I'm just going to go out here and get some pussy. I'm going to go out here and sell this dope. I'm going to go out here and just sit here and play video games. I'm going to do all these other things except for being productive. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it's step into your God power, your Christ-like power to create.
right. And that does also push us away from the physical barriers that are being put on us by the system.
Hmm.
So yeah. I think you're okay. Okay. I submit.
Yeah, I think it's like you know, the body and the mind are connected. Like I think about it when I work out. You know, I could do. Someone can make me work out for a month straight, and eventually I'll have this mindset change of, oh shit, I'm going to start working out. It becomes a habit. Or I could say, you know what, I'm going to start working out and have my mind changed, and then I'll just start working out if I could stay with that thought. But either way, eventually you'll get to the mind, which is going to help solidify how you go about that action going forward. But so I think you can work both ways, the body and the mind. The mind change is faster than going through the body, which is why they say Jesus is going to come back and it's going to happen in the twinkling of an eye, because you can change your thought and shift into a different perception like that.
Right.
You know,
If you have practice.
well, like no, like right, like here's an example. Like if I come out and let's say I slap the shit out of you.
Let's not say that.
Let's just,
You slapped the shit out of somebody else named Brian.
Somebody else, Brian. All right, not Ali. I know. I'm not Ali. Not. I'm just. But it could change your perspective like that.
Okay.
Forever. Like, I'm not gonna mess with people that look like that ever again, and that is gonna be how you act about that forever, because there's so much emotion tied to it, and I think that's what makes it as powerful or not empowered, the amount of emotion tied to it. But your shift in perspective can change in a second.
Yeah. And happy listening to happy, good music. And then all of a sudden there's a shootout next door. Yeah.
And you're forever changed.
Right. And then they said the what's that, the 10-second miracle, where
Tell me about it.
you have to. Well, no, I forgot how it works in this context where we're talking about, but it's basically how you can change your mind. Like people say, I got bad habits and I got all these other stuff. It's just like, okay, no, it's just like change the frequency of what you think. It's like changing this radio station or changing the channel. It doesn't mean that you have to have all this extra energy. You have to do all this extra stuff. Just change what you're thinking about. You want to kill somebody right now. Okay, let me just think about green grass. You know, the 10-second miracle. Let me do this. I'm thinking I'm a failure. I don't want to think I'm a failure anymore. Some people try to do all kinds of other stuff to move away. And you're not a failure. Think about this. Think about the stuff that you did that was successful. That's instant. That's instant. Start thinking about that. Focus on those things. Then you're not a failure. You're actually a successful person. And stay focused on those things. You know, and while you're focused on those things, you're doing more stuff that will make you successful. Now you got more stuff to focus on. So yeah, so I do understand what you're talking about. The change of perspective can happen just like that. And it's just that simple. You just got to act on it. Sometimes you don't got to. Yeah, maybe in certain things you have to act on it in order for it to stay there.
Yeah, I think it's like
permanently, like habit.
For sure. That's where faith comes in. You know what I mean? That's where the faith comes in. And the faith is what has you continuously doing the proper action, which brings it out into reality. Yeah, bro. It's like that, I think. Yeah, man. What else we got, bro? It's our Mother's Day. You guys doing anything for it?
Oh man, I'm doing this one. I'm going to work. That's what I'm doing. I know Thaddeus and Nalia, they bought their mom something
Okay.
special, and she's taking them out to eat for brunch, I think, or dinner, something there. But I'll be at work.
Okay.
What are you doing?
What's up? Jimmy and I are gonna head up to this place called Durant and just grab a bottle of wine. It's just a winery up like 40 minutes. No, is it Durant? Yeah, Durant is the name of the winery. It's in a city called Dundee, Oregon.
Oh,
About
Crocodile.
40, yeah, Crocodile Dundee, like 40 minutes up the road. But we went up to Fogo de Chao yesterday just to have a little dinner. So that's pretty good.
Fogo de Chao.
Fogo de Chao, it's like Via Brazil over in Summerlin, the like a Brazilian steakhouse. Not quite as good as that, but they do miss a lot of the restaurants in Vegas for sure, man.
Man, there's so many restaurants here in Vegas.
So many. It's a luxury, dog.
Yeah, I believe it, man. Because Look, I've been here since 2006. There's restaurants that has been here since before then that I haven't even heard of or been to. There's places that are here now that I'm like, wow, I need to try that. But it's all the way on the other side of town. I'm not going over there. You know what I mean? I mean, the food looks really, really good. I'm just like, nah, there's so much food on this side of town that I haven't been to.
No doubt, man.
Small restaurants, that popped up, I live where I live, man. There's mini malls, I guess. I live by downtown Summerlin. There's mini malls on each corner of where we live. Like you know where it's at, right where y'all used to live.
Yeah.
So
no, you got it made, bro. I mean, we had to drive up to Portland to hit Fogo de Chao. That's about an hour drive.
But guess who got better air?
Oh, we got the air. We got the air going.
Y'all got the air.
We got the air going. I mean, I'm just popping my collar on the air, bro. We got the air going up here.
Yeah, I got it, man. That good stuff too, man. I got that good stuff, man. I wish we could share some of that down here.
Yeah, I know, because you know that food ain't gonna do nothing but make you fat anyway, right?
Yeah, man.
Too much of those restaurants.
Hey, real quick. You seen those little things about? I think it's all a lie, but it's possible because they have burning snow, and I witnessed the snow burning when I was in Ohio because I caught it on fire, and I was like, snow is not supposed to burn, but the blue water, the blue rain.
What blue rain?
Heard of, exactly.
Oh,
See, it's kind of hard to believe.
Come on,
it's kind of hard to believe about that. Yeah, you're gonna have to look that up.
And I gotta worry about blue rain, dude. Oh my.
Yeah, man. Hey. At first, I was like, man, it's only blue because of the color of the sky. You know what I mean? But,
you try to go into fantasy land and try to make it feel good. Like it's just.
Yeah, but they showed it on the ground, and I was like, oh, that's nasty. That can't be coming from the sky. It's got to be food coloring. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that's what it was, food coloring, that they're just trying to psych people out. But they said it's in Texas and Arizona, and it's supposed to be coming up this way. So if it comes up this way, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, man, it's over.
So, like, what are you going to even do with blue rain, dog? I mean, come on, man.
Hey, it's the color of look, the A to Z, the A and Z, and the microphone handle. It had puddles on the ground, that color, man. I'm like, nah. And they said people was taking glass. Now, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard anybody do. They see some shit that's that abnormal, and they get a cup of it and drink it. Exactly.
Why, bro?
Exactly.
That's your first instinct. I mean, that's what I'd be thinking about, shit like caviar and like, who was the first person that said, you know what, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna eat that. Like these weird things that people eat. Like,
see, caviar makes sense to me though.
I'm just
The only reason why that makes sense is because it was like, okay, I'm gonna eat me a fish. This fish got all these eggs in it, man. What? Man, they got to be little fish. Let me go ahead and eat this and take. Ooh, this tastes good. You know what I mean? I can see that. I can see that. Now
okay. All right, I'll give you.
bread
Huh?
is something different. Bread is something different. You know what I mean? Like they stepped on some wheat and ground it, and then it rained, and they're like, "Ooh, what's this? This doughy stuff." I seen that doughy stuff there yesterday. Now the sun come out and bake it. Ooh, that doughy stuff is. Ooh, I can smell it. Let me taste that. You know that shit don't make no sense.
All right, I'll give you that, bro. Yeah,
You
blue.
know.
I don't know, man. I'm just so over like, I thought you could be a vegan and that was cool, but it turns out you can't eat half the vegetables anymore. You can't eat broccoli, lettuce,
What?
because they're fake vegetables,
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
they're
I
fake
knew that.
vegetables. Like they weren't real. Avocados aren't real, bananas aren't real,
Cauliflower.
cauliflower's not real. Like, okay, all right, no vegetables now. Now we can't
Yeah.
eat the chicken at Costco because they're putting bleach on it. I thought I was doing a great job of not getting those rotisserie chickens because I knew they were farming those in the warehouses in Costco. They stopped buying their chickens, start growing their own, and they're farming, millions of chickens. They grow in 6 weeks.
They've been
But
putting bleach on
I
chicken
know,
forever, dude.
but what I was buying the organic ones, thinking, okay, I'm doing a little bit better. Nope, they're bleaching the shit out of those too. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what are you even supposed to do, man. Now we can't. Now the rain's blue.
Oh, hold on for a second. Hold on.
Shut up, bro. You don't have anything else, Ali. I gotta go.
I do. No, one more. You gotta go. It's time.
No, I do gotta go in a minute or two, but
Okay.
I gotta see what are you bringing now?
I've been
Hopefully
on
you got something to
Costco.
fight blue rain.
Oh
You got
yeah.
something to fight blue rain? Okay,
This.
all right. Colloidal silver. All right.
Yeah. See
Got
now.
detox.
I don't know what the hell it is. I bought it because it said it was good. I've been looking it up. There's no site that I've got on that said this shit was good for you. It just talks about all it talks about all the bad stuff. I'm talking about like the Federal Trade Commission said that they was trying to ban it from coming in the United States. The FDA said that it is bad.
That's probably great for you then. Take a lot of it.
No, I'm not taking a lot of it. Shit might kill me. But motherfucking what's his name? The WebMD said it was bad. Like I didn't look. I haven't found anything that said that this shit is good. I haven't found anything except for the advertisement of this. So I don't know where
Colloidal
I'm
silver,
going.
bro.
What do you know?
I used to look into it a while ago. I can't really recall like all the nuances about it, but I did used to. It was really popular 8 to 10 years ago, somewhere in there. Colloidal silver. I can't really remember all the details, but it seemed like it was good for like detox, antioxidant type of stuff, which a lot of that stuff. I think most diseases boil down to that, like being detoxified, so antioxidants get and alkalinity. I think a lot of it boils down to those two.
Okay, well, I'm still going to do some research on it because I have no clue on what it does anymore, because all the federal government sites and all the doctor sites says it's horrible. And I was in that same thought that you were saying. Oh, they say it's bad. I'm about to go ahead and start taking this.
Double up. I mean, what?
Right?
Hey, man.
But there's got to be some trust in the government. Some.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, it's so crazy, man. And what do you call it? Alchemy. Yeah, like alchemy and chemistry has been around for so long, and we go through these different things where something will enter the market is pronounced as gras, so generally recognized as safe, and 10 years later, 1 million people died, then they take it off the market. But a lot of these things we just know already are toxic, but they let them on the market anyway. Yeah, it's just sad. Anyway, I guess we can have some faith in them.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. All right, big dog. I gotta get out of here, man. Happy Mother's Day to your wife and all the other mothers
Same to
out there.
Jamie.
For sure. We're gonna get out here, hit the road, and yeah, man, we'll be back at it next week unless something's up. 9:00.
All right. I think next week will be my last week because I'm leaving to Korea.
Oh, yeah. You gonna be there? What, 3 weeks? You said?
Yeah, a little bit over 3 weeks, but yeah, pretty much.
Oh, cool deal, man. Well, cool, bro. Well, have a good week, and we'll be in touch. We'll do it again next week.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Holla at you.
Yeah.